Why do most people die before the age of 85? And what if I told you that the secret to outliving them isn't in your genes, but in your legs? If you're over 60 and still doing any of these 5 things each day, you could be cutting 15, even 20 years off your life without even realizing it. Shocking new research shows that nearly 73% of people who die before 85 share the exact same daily habits. And no, your doctor probably won't warn you. Not because they don't care, but because they've been trained to see these habits as normal aging. But what if they're wrong? What if the healthiest 90-year-olds I know, the ones still hiking, dancing, and living independently, all had one thing in common? They moved differently. They moved intentionally, and they avoided 5 specific habits that were slowly killing their peers. Today, I'll reveal the 5 deadly habits that are accelerating aging, and how you can replace each one with a simple, science-backed movement routine that could add a decade or more to your life. This isn't about good genes. This is about the choices you're making every single day. How you sit, how you walk, how you sleep, how you connect, and most of all, how you move. You'll learn 3 self-tests you can do at home to assess your aging risk, 2 proven longevity protocols approved by top doctors, and 1 surprising habit shift that can reverse your biological clock without medication or gym memberships. But here's what I'm most excited to share. At the end of this video, I'll reveal the number 1 longevity habit shared by 95% of Americans who live past 100. It's not a drug, not a supplement, and you can start today even if you haven't exercised in years. So if you're serious about thriving, not just surviving, after 60, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. This channel is your guide to living longer, stronger, and better, no matter your age. And if this message resonates with you, please share it with someone you love, because what we're about to uncover might just save their life. Deadly habit number 1. Sitting too much. Sandra was 68 years old and thought she was doing everything right. Rain or shine, she walked 30 minutes every morning. She ate her vegetables, took her vitamins, and rarely missed a checkup. But what she didn't realize was that after that walk, she spent nearly the rest of her day sitting, reading, watching TV, chatting on the phone, or doing puzzles. By the end of each day, she had been seated for over 10 hours. Recent studies from Harvard and the Mayo Clinic reveal that sitting for 8 or more hours a day increases the risk of early death by up to 60%, especially for adults over 60. That's because as we age, our metabolism slows down by about 2 to 3% each year. Muscles begin to atrophy faster when inactive, and circulation becomes less efficient. These changes make prolonged sitting far more dangerous than it is for younger adults. Even if you exercise in the morning like Sandra, the rest of the day matters. Just like smoking 1 cigarette a day won't undo hours of healthy breathing, 1 walk can't undo the damage of sitting all day. The key is not just to exercise once, but to break up periods of stillness with frequent, intentional movement. Here's what you can do. Follow the 50-10 rule. For every 50 minutes you sit, stand up and move for at least 10 minutes. You don't need a gym. At home, you can repeat a simple mini routine throughout the day. 10 chair squats, 20 seconds of marching in place, 10 standing wall push-ups, and 10 seated leg lifts. Beyond physical benefits, this small change can help your brain too. Studies published in JAMA Neurology show that regular movement increases blood flow to the brain and can reduce the risk of cognitive decline by as much as 30%. Deadly habit number 2, inadequate sleep. Carl was a disciplined 72-year-old. He went to bed at the same time every night and woke up early, believing he was doing everything right. But despite his routine, he often felt foggy by midday. His memory slipped more often, and his energy crashed before dinner. What puzzled him most was that his 85-year-old neighbor seemed sharper, more energetic, and healthier than he did. What was Carl missing? Like many seniors, Carl believed the common myth that older adults need less sleep. In fact, over 80% of seniors assume that 6 or fewer hours per night is sufficient. But according to the National Institutes of Health and Harvard Medical School, that's not only incorrect, it's dangerous. Seniors still need 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. Getting fewer than 7 hours regularly is linked to a 50% increased risk of heart disease, a 300% increase in stroke risk, and accelerated cognitive decline. The problem isn't just how long you sleep, but also how well you sleep. After age 60, deep sleep becomes harder to reach. Even if you're in bed for 8 hours, fragmented or shallow sleep fails to deliver the cellular repair your body and brain rely on. The solution begins with movement. A nightly wind-down routine helps calm the nervous system and prepare the body for deep rest. Just before bed, take a 3-minute slow walk through the house. Follow it with 5 minutes of light stretching, focusing on the hips, shoulders, and back, and then lie down and take 5 to 7 deep belly breaths. Support that effort with the 3-2-1 rule. Avoid large meals for 3 hours before bed. No liquids 2 hours before, and no screens in the last hour. Cool your bedroom to 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit and install blackout curtains. These small shifts, combined with gentle movement, can transform restless nights into restorative sleep and help you reclaim energy, clarity, and vitality. Deadly habit number 3, social isolation. Rita, 67, seemed like she had it all together. After her husband passed away, she kept herself busy with hobbies. She read historical fiction, solved puzzles, and spent hours in her garden. From the outside, she looked occupied and independent. But inside, something was missing connection. And that missing piece was quietly damaging her health. What Rita, and many seniors, didn't realize is that staying busy isn't the same as staying connected. According to the National Institutes of Health and AARP, chronic loneliness increases the risk of early death by as much as 50%. It's as damaging to the body as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. The impact of social isolation goes beyond emotions. It triggers the body's stress response, raising cortisol levels and increasing systemic inflammation. Over time, this weakens the immune system and accelerates aging. Chronic loneliness has been directly linked to heart disease, memory loss, depression, and even Alzheimer's disease. The good news is that the antidote doesn't require therapy or medication. It starts with movement, especially movement with others. That's where Rita's transformation began. She joined a local YMCA walking group where she met other women her age. From there, she volunteered to walk shelter dogs once a week, joined her church's outreach team, and signed up a tutor reading at a nearby elementary school. These small, purposeful actions gave Rita a sense of connection and meaning. And the science backs it up. Seniors who engage in social movement-based activities experience a measurable oxytocin boost, what scientists call the bonding hormone, and reduce depression symptoms by up to 45%. The takeaway is simple but powerful. Don't just move your body, move it with others. Whether it's joining Silver Sneakers, a community garden, or a local dance class, social movement isn't just about fun. It's about survival, emotional health, and extending the years you get to enjoy life, not just live it. Deadly habit number 4, inflammatory diet. David, 74, started every morning the same way for decades. A glass of orange juice, whole grain toast with jam, and low-fat yogurt. His doctor had once praised him for avoiding red meat and eating plenty of healthy carbs. But at his latest checkup, David was shocked. His joints ached constantly, his blood sugar was elevated, and his energy was crashing by mid-afternoon. His doctor revealed that he was showing signs of chronic inflammation, and his so-called healthy breakfast was making it worse. Many seniors unknowingly eat in ways that trigger inflammation daily. The problem is especially dangerous after 60, when the body's metabolism slows and insulin sensitivity declines. Foods like fruit juice, low-fat flavored yogurts, and processed whole grains cause blood sugar to spike more dramatically in older adults. These spikes, repeated day after day, fuel systemic inflammation that affects joints, brain health, and the heart. David's transformation began not with supplements or medications, but with movement and smarter food choices. He started walking for 5 to 10 minutes after each meal. Research shows that this simple practice can reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by up to 40%. In the morning, he added a gentle joint routine: 10 arm circles, hip openers, seated spinal twists, and 5 minutes of chair yoga. These movements reduced stiffness and primed his body for better digestion and nutrient absorption. He also made easy food swaps: sourdough bread instead of regular toast, plain Greek yogurt instead of sugary low-fat versions, and berries in place of fruit juice. He stopped using vegetable oils and switched to olive oil and coconut oil. Within weeks, David's brain fog improved. His knees stopped throbbing, and he felt lighter and more energetic. For added support, his doctor recommended 3 science-backed supplements commonly beneficial for seniors: vitamin D for immune and bone health, magnesium for muscle function, and omega-3s to combat inflammation. The results were powerful. David didn't just feel better, his blood work confirmed it. With small, consistent changes in diet and movement, he had taken control of the inflammation that was silently aging him from the inside out. Deadly habit number 5, chronic stress. Nancy, 69, had always been the planner in her family. She had backup plans for everything, from her finances to her grandchildren's education. She believed that worrying was her way of showing love and being prepared. But during a routine checkup, her doctor delivered alarming news. Her blood pressure was dangerously high, her cortisol levels were through the roof, and her immune markers showed signs of chronic stress. Despite being retired, comfortable, and surrounded by family, Nancy was slowly being worn down from the inside out. Chronic stress is one of the most overlooked health risks for older adults. While it may not be as visible as joint pain or memory loss, its impact is profound. Persistent worry and anxiety elevate cortisol levels, which suppress immune function, disrupt sleep, and cause inflammation throughout the body. Over time, stress also accelerates cellular aging by shortening telomeres, the protective caps on your DNA. Shorter telomeres are directly linked to faster aging and a higher risk of chronic disease. To reverse the damage, Nancy needed more than relaxation. She needed movement designed to calm the nervous system. Each morning, she began with 5 minutes of barefoot grounding in her backyard, connecting with the earth to reset her stress hormones. She followed that with a 10-minute walking meditation, focusing on her breath and steps. On stressful days, she added seated Tai Chi or joined a local after yoga group for both movement and emotional release. Nancy also shifted her mindset. She created 2 lists: one for things she could control, like her habits and reactions, and another for things she could only influence, like her family's choices. The turning point came when she embraced what she called the legacy perspective, asking herself each morning, "How do I want to be remembered today?" That question helped her focus on purposeful, present living. With gentle movement, mindful routines, and a new outlook, Nancy transformed from a chronic worrier into a calm, vibrant presence in her community. Her health improved, her energy returned, and most importantly, she found peace without giving up control, but by changing how she used it. The longevity secret: what the 100-year-olds do. For years, people have searched for the secret to living past 100. Is it a supplement? A special gene? A miracle diet? But when scientists study centenarians, those who live to 100 and beyond, one surprising truth keeps showing up. The secret isn't in a pill. It's in how they move. Whether it's the gardeners of Okinawa, the walkers of Loma Linda, or the farmers of Sardinia, almost all centenarians have one thing in common. They move their bodies every single day. Not with intense workouts or gym memberships, but with light, consistent, purposeful activity. They bend, squat, walk, stretch, and carry, often well into their 90s. And they rarely do it alone. Most of them stay socially connected through their movement, sharing walks, chores, or community events with family and friends. In the United States, the same longevity habits can be adapted in simple, joyful ways. You don't need to move to a blue zone to reap the benefits. Pickleball courts, mall walking groups, church dance nights, Tai Chi in the park. These are all American-friendly versions of the same daily movement formula. Why does this matter so much? Because movement sets off a cascade of positive changes in the body. Regular activity improves sleep, which lowers stress. Less stress leads to healthier food choices. Better nutrition fuels more energy, and more energy supports more movement. It's a cycle that builds a healthier, more resilient you, one habit at a time. To stay on track, use a simple weekly movement goal. 150 minutes of total movement per week, just 30 minutes, 5 days a week. 2 sessions of strength training, like chair squats or light resistance bands. 3 balance-focused exercises, heel-to-toe walks, standing on one leg. The key isn't intensity, it's consistency. Move often, move naturally, and stay socially connected while doing it. That's the real longevity formula, and it's something you can start today, no matter your age or fitness level. Now you've seen the 5 deadly habits silently stealing years from millions of lives. Sitting too much, sleeping too little, social isolation, inflammatory foods, and unmanaged stress. Each one chips away at your vitality, but every one of them is reversible with simple, consistent movement. Remember, the real fountain of youth isn't found in a bottle. It's in how you move, connect, rest, and nourish your body every day. You have more healthy, vibrant years ahead of you than you may realize if you choose to move daily. So tell us, which of these habits hit home the most for you? What's one anti-aging movement or routine you're going to start today? Drop your answer in the comments. Your tip, your story, or your first step could be the motivation someone else needs to start their transformation too. And don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed ways to thrive after 60.